Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. Doujon Zammit was just 20 years old and on a trip of a lifetime when the unthinkable happened. He never made it home, but his gift to a stranger became a legacy that will last generations.
It's not only the 10 years, it's not only the day of the anniversary, it's every day. It's that guilt that someone had to lose his life for me to survive.
This is a story of loss, of love and of hope.
It's bittersweet. You're grateful, and then, you know what, words can't describe. There's too many emotions, too many feelings.
A story of two families brought together by tragedy.
Hello.
The Zammit and Griboulis families have a unique bond that is born out of grief.
How are you?
10 years ago, 20-year-old Doujon Zammit was brutally bashed on the Greek island of Mykonos.
My name's Oliver Zammit. I'm Doujon's father.
With his son brain dead, Oliver Zammit travelled from Sydney to Athens to fulfil his son's wish to be an organ donor.
Doujon didn't have justice that night. They took his life.
Are you sorry, Marius? 4 nightclub bouncers were arrested over the killing.
I understand there is a man waiting for his heart now.
Doujon's mum, Rosemary, was back in Australia. She was in two minds. How were you able to handle that?
That was really difficult.
Be honest.
I actually said no at first.
Did you? Yeah.
Only because I knew to say yes meant that I had to let go of all hope of Doujon coming home alive.
But Rosemary knew it was Doujon's wish.
So I'd rather not think of it as part of Doujon. It was something that Doujon got to give. And that's how I deal with it. Other people might deal with it differently. I just try not to put too much precedent on that was his heart.
The heart recipient was Greek-Australian Costa Griboulis, a local journalist.
Strangers from across the world, now linked forever by a powerful bond.
I think he chose you.
I'm here because of Doujon and his parents and his whole family giving me this gift.
The guardian angel is with us.
Doujon's gift connected these two families in ways no one foresaw. In fact, when Costa married his sweetheart Poppy in Sydney a year later, there was Oliver as best man. It was a story I was proud to cover. A groom and his best man. Tears flow as they embrace.
As much as I wanted to do it for Costa, I knew how difficult it was going to be, but I couldn't let him down. There's just something about Costa that...
It's an honour.
Look, it was definitely an honour. I think Costa knew how difficult that was going to be.
We've got this connection and the connection happened pretty instantaneously, right? Like straight away, it was just weird. It's like it was meant to happen.
Now, 10 years later, so much goodness has bloomed from Doujon's gift.
If you go back 10 years, like today I was in Onassis Hospital, no hope, only fear.
How's Doujon's gift impacted you?
None of this would have been possible, obviously. Costa wouldn't be here today. Our life has turned 360 degrees. It's just... And you have to be grateful for that.
Higher and faster.
Costa and Poppy Griboulis have had 4 children.
I would never imagine living 10 years and even more having 4 children, like being a father of 4.
And that's all thanks to Doujon's heart pumping away in there.
Yeah. There's no words to describe how big organ donation is, but my presence here today says everything.
Their first child, Constantina Angelique, passed away 5 years ago.
I'm grateful. I've gone through a lot in these 10 last years. The loss of my little angel, but we're still here.
When you lose a loved one, Even though they're taken, a child or anyone close to you, as soon as they're taken away from you, it's only that physical element that's taken away, because the memories and the thought is just constantly there. Oh, he's going fast now.
Since then, Costa and Poppy have had twins.
It's going to catch you. Wow.
Emmanuel and Stefania, who are 2, and their newest addition, 5-month-old Anastasia.
Our 4 little angels have brought happiness in our family, in our life, but with the Zammits as well. 1, 2, 3. Wow!
The fact that Costa and Poppy also lost a child gave them an insight into the Zammit's grief.
It was a different loss, but it was a loss.
But it's still a loss. And after Costadina, my first daughter, fell asleep, I appreciated even more the gift and the act of the Zammits. Now I can say that we're in their shoes, we understand the pain.
With emotions high today, Emmanuel steps in, bringing a smile to all our faces, the way only a child can.
Have you done caca?
That's not a week. Sorry.
For Oliver and Rosemary, it's like being grandparents, but they admit that was difficult at first.
Now I find it's actually healing, because I can see that Doujon's gift has actually given Costa his children.
Wow, what a big one. High five. Quick, quick. No, gone.
You came over before and you said it's hard work being a grandfather.
Certainly is. Not that I see myself as their grandfather, but...
In a way you are, because inside Costa's chest is Doujon's heart.
Oh, look, inside Costa's chest is a muscle that Doujon gave. Okay, it happened to be the heart. It could have been a kidney, it could have been a bit of other skin tissue. If I dwell on thinking that that's Doujon's heart, it makes it a lot more difficult to deal with.
Marking 10 years since Doujon's murder has been tough.
It's great to see how far Costa and Poppy have come with their family. But on the same hand, it's a really difficult time of year, especially being 10 years this year. And we'll deal with it on the day as we deal with it. If we spend half a day crying, we'll do that. If we want to go out and have a drink on his behalf, we'll do that. But we just take it as it comes.
The Zammits have also been in touch with the recipients of Doujon's other organs. Some have gone on to have families as well.
The thing that really I enjoy looking at Poppy and Costa and seeing this new generation that's bloomed because of the gift that Doujon gave.
You know, you've done the right thing, we've honoured his wishes, and...
So many positives have come out of a really bad negative.
Yep. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Honouring the anniversary, the 2 families came together. To anyone passing by, they looked just like a regular family enjoying a sunny day in the park.
We have a great respect for each other, so we never cross the boundaries. So I think it works because we are so respectful of each other, their life and our life, and yeah.
What are you doing up there? Hey.
Costa admits the emotions swing between happiness and sorrow.
To be honest, it's bittersweet knowing the donor, because you know the story, you've seen pictures, you've seen videos, you know everything about him. So really we're celebrating Doujon's life and Doujon's gift, but at the same time we're grieving with his loss.
Life is still a struggle for Oliver and Rosemary. They treasure their 2 other sons, Zeke and Laurent. They treasure the memories of Doujon.
Talking about all those funny moments that we had with Doujon, because he was a clown and we were always laughing with him. He was always the life of the party.
Rose said, oh, how about if we do something to memorize Doujon's 10 years? And I said, how about we don't? Let's just make it another day. We tried to celebrate his 21st birthday. We went away for the weekend. We lasted a night and had to come home. Good girl.
Wow.
But they also know they have an extended family, a family that would not have been possible without a young Sydney man who decided to be an organ donor.
I'm going to speak from my side until it knocks your door. Like if the problem knocks your door, then you realise how important and the value of donating organs.
All by yourself.
What goes through your mind when you look at those little kids playing in the playground today?
That we've made the right decision
Definitely.
to honour Doujon's wishes.
All they bring is joy.
Yeah.
So important to tell those stories. To find out how you can become an organ donor, just head to our website.